In Uncanny X-Men 183, after the events of Secret War, Colossus ends his relationship with Kitty Pryde. Afterwards, Wolverine takes Peter to a bar and tells him that he's being foolish and that he broke Kitty's heart. Then the Juggernaut shows up in his street attire and a fight breaks out between him and Colossus. This is honestly a very well-known issue, but I just love it as an alternative to the typical breakup storyline. This is the Black Vortex, and it is one of the most powerful artifacts in the universe, able to amplify its user's powers to a cosmic level. When Kitty Pryde submits to its power, she becomes a multiversal being capable of transcending the universes and touching the consciousness of the infinite existing Kitty Prydes. She ultimately unphases a planet. I think it's really existential. This is also the issue where Star-Lord proposes to her, but she proposes to Colossus 3 years later. Make up your mind, Kate. It was Chris Claremont's original intention for Apocalypse to be responsible for the adamantium injection into Wolverine's body. When Barry Windsor Smith introduced the idea of Professor Truant Hudson being led by an unrevealed higher-up, it was with the intention for Claremont to use this as a way to reveal the Superior to be Apocalypse. Unfortunately, Claremont's historic run ended abruptly, and like other storylines, this was dropped. Storm once took over as leader of the X-Men from Cyclops after defeating him in combat in Uncanny X-Men 201. The notable thing being that she did not have her powers at the time, as they had been removed by a device meant to strip Rogue of her powers, but Aurora jumped in the way of the blast. This device was created by Forge, which may sound familiar to anyone who has watched X-Men 97. The Mutant Massacre was a 1986 event that saw the premiere of the Marauders, superpowered mercenaries working on behalf of the villain Mr. Sinister. The Marauders served as a hit squad going down into the tunnels of New York City and killing Morlocks, outcast mutants with physical deformities. Years later, in 1997's Uncanny X-Men 350, we would learn that Mr. Sinister tasked Gambit with assembling the Marauders as part of a debt that Remy owed to him. When he finally became aware of what the Marauders were up to, he attempted to stop them but was critically wounded by Sabretooth in combat. When we originally saw the island of Genosha, readers were presented with a wealthy, thriving country. But the sinister truth was that their economy was built on the forced labor of mutants, who were being stripped of their basic human rights. After Wolverine and Rogue are kidnapped by Genoshan magistrates, they find themselves stripped of their abilities. This leads to a horrific realization for Rogue, as without her ability to absorb psyches, she's able to be manhandled by the magistrates and retreats into her inner mind. There she finds the psyche of Carol Danvers, who agrees to protect her by taking over Rogue's body. Despite Wolverine and Rogue escaping from Genosha with the help of the other X-Men, this dynamic with Carol's psyche would become reoccurring, especially in the face of great stress.